What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as I'm recording this currently right now in the NBA, Cameron Thomas is averaging 28 points per game and is top 10 scoring in the NBA for the Brooklyn Nets. Last night he just dropped 45 points in Milwaukee Bucks. Unfortunately, they did lose, but I did a video like this last year where I traded away Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and built around Cameron Thomas, and I kind of want to do it again. This is a new Nets team. It's a little different from last year's video. So we're going to come in today, once again, do a Cameron Thomas Brooklyn Nets rebuild. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. Especially drop a like if you want to see more of these gimmicky videos where we just kind of do fun stuff like this. So basically how we're doing this is we have Cameron Thomas at an 85 overall. I gave him, what I did is I went ahead and gave him Maxi's player DNA attributes. I feel like Maxi's kind of a similar player in a way. If you disagree with that, that's fine, but this kind of something I thought would work. 85 overall, he'll progress, and yeah, I think it works. So Cameron Thomas was like a 76, now he's an 85, and his shot tendency is going to be up like crazy. I want him to be the #1 option on this team. If that means trading Mikal Bridges eventually, I will. I have no shame in doing that. So we're going to move Cameron Johnson down to the 4 as well. That way he is going to start the power forward. But this is what it's going to look like. This is our rotation. It's going to be Dinwiddie, Cameron Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Nicholas Claxton, Dorian Finney-Smith, Trendon Watford, Lonnie Walker, and then Ben Simmons as the last spot in the rotation. And Ben Simmons, of course, as we know, his contract next year is an expiring contract. So we can go ahead and maybe get another star here next to Cameron Thomas. As long as Cameron Thomas is the guy in this video, that's all that matters. He's got 2 years left in this deal. 85 overall, should only keep getting better. His shot tendency is only a 70 right now, but we're going to go ahead and boost that bad boy up to like a 97, something like that. I want this man to take as many shots as possible. He's just a bucket, man. He really is. So we're going to leave that the way it is. We're going to assemble year #1, and we're going to make sure that we win a championship with Cameron Thomas as a #1 option here in Brooklyn, because the man could just score, and it's crazy how much he can score. Sometimes he doesn't even get minutes. It's crazy, but I will see you guys at the end of this season. We'll go ahead and see how this goes and see how the season 1 finishes out. But as you guys should know, today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. It's simply you against the numbers. Basically, look at the player projections and go over or under on that stat. They have all kinds of sports outside of just NBA, NFL. They got hockey, college football, League of Legends, MMA. Like, they got all kinds of stuff. Basically, you choose between 2 to 6 players. Now, unfortunately, there's no NBA today. They want people to go out there and vote, so go vote. But regardless, you're going to go Halliburton and Lauri Markkanen. You can go over and over on them. You can go between 2 to 6 players, as I said, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. Yesterday, I had a lot of good things go my way. This is what it looked like. So we got this right with Brunson, Harden over assists, Nikola Jokic, more rebounds, assists. I did this one as well. We hit all 3 of them. So it's a lot of fun. Obviously, when you're winning, it's a lot better, but it's still a lot of fun, enhances the viewing experience. So if you want to sign for PrizePicks, links down in the description below. Use code Crushables to match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. So at the end of year #1, Joel Embiid wins MVP. Vic is your rookie of the year. Chris Paul, 6th man. Nicholas Claxton wins defensive player. Obviously, we have to pay him a bag this offseason. Paul Reed, most improved. And we got Damian Lillard, clutch player of the year, and Frank Vogel, coach of the year. So here's your NBA first team. You have John Morant, LeBron, Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. NBA second team with Luka, Trey, Steph, LaMelo, Shea. And here's your NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. But we end up as the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference. So let's see how Cameron Thomas did, though, in year 1. He averaged 30 points per game, which is great, but obviously it didn't lead to much wins. So the way we're going to do this is, he was pretty efficient on it as well, which is great. But the way we're going to do this is, this won't be like the most realistic video in the world. What we're going to do is we're going to try to put like the best players I think would fit around a guy like Cameron Thomas and try to win a championship with him. Basically, we're maximizing his potential. I love Mikal Bridges as kind of the second option, who obviously is a great defender. So I actually kind of want to keep him throughout the video at that small forward spot. I mean, you really can't get much better there. Dinwiddie, I want to replace the point guard spot. Cameron Johnson, wouldn't mind replacing. Claxton, I do want to keep as well. I think he's perfect. So like Bridges and Claxton are perfect, but then I'm kind of thinking about what do we need at that power forward spot, and where we're going to get that point guard spot going forward, and improve the bench, of course, as well, because the bench needs some work. But do we get past the Knicks to get in? We do win that one. Do we beat the Bulls? No, unfortunately, we did not get in the playoffs. That sucks. And of course, our pick is going to go to the Rockets, so we don't have our own first, which sucks. But it is what it is. We got the Memphis Grizzlies and the Clippers. They go on to beat them, or the Clippers do. And we got Heat Clippers. Clippers go on to win a championship with Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi, and Paul George. So here's all your retirements. Let's go straight to draft lottery. Unfortunately, as I said, our pick will not be going to us is going to go to the Rockets, which ends up being number 11, which sucks, but that's all good. Staff signing, we're going to keep Jack Vaughn. I don't plan on firing him. They're just going to fit. Wow, we have literally nobody here. Literally nobody. So I'm going to fill out this coaching staff because it's going to take a while. And I'll see you guys with the next move and what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get Jarred Vanderbilt as our new power forward. I think he'd actually fit kind of perfect for what we want. We want more defense. Now, unfortunately, the spacing would be kind of bad, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. So I do like Finney Smith, but he is probably going to regress while Vanderbilt might stay just an 80 or go up to an 81. So let's see if they do this straight up. Of course, they're going to say no to that. I'm going to have to offer more here. So I also re-signed Royce O'Neal at the deadline. I'm cool with flipping him in this trade as well. They don't agree to it. I'm trying not to put a first in here. 2 seconds. They still don't agree. I'm going to throw like Day'Ron Sharpe in here if I have to. Klein and Dariq White, I'm going to keep out of it. But Day'Ron Sharpe, they agree. Okay, so we get Jarred Vanderbilt as our brand new power forward. So I like that a lot as our first addition. Cameron Johnson, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him just yet. I actually do like him a lot. But shooting 4% from 3. I don't know. We might keep him. We'll see. And obviously, Dariq Whitehead and Clowney might go up in overall. Probably should have sent him down to the G League, but it's all good. Let's go straight to player options. I don't think we have a draft pick, but let me double check. Yeah, we don't. So player options. Let's see what's going on here. So as far as options are concerned, we got nothing here. And qualifying offers, Keon Johnson. Probably not somebody I'm worried about bringing back. Former Blazers legend, right? Free agency time. We have Claxton, who obviously is at the top of my priority list. Let's not even waste any time. Let's go ahead and re-sign Claxton. Let's make sure his number 1 offer. We are. So we should get him back. Another dream guy that I want on this team, but he actually isn't in free agency, it looks like, unless he's under the unaffordable tab, which would make sense. Yeah, he's not here at all. And I might be able to trade for him, but there's a guy that I think would fit perfectly for what I'd want. Now, he is injured in real life. You guys might know who I'm talking about. So we might go get him because I actually like the idea of his fit next to Cameron Thomas. It could be that first perfect pass first point guard. And he's on the Bulls. That's going to be Lonzo Ball. Play some defense. Obviously, when he's healthy, we know what he's capable of. 12.7 assists. Play some defense. Shoot. So, yeah, I feel like his trade value would be really diminished right now. I wonder if the Bulls would be fine with like a Spencer Dinwiddie sign-in trade if they were trying to like stay relevant and they think Dinwiddie could do it for him. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think they might even entertain this idea. So, I'm going to go Dinwiddie in this sign-in trade. Now, I am going to offer more, but Dinwiddie is going to go to Chicago for this. So, we're going to go Spencer Dinwiddie to the Bulls for Lonzo Ball because I actually love his fit. And then I'm going to throw this Rocket swap in here. And then I'll throw Ben Simmons. You want Ben Simmons? Just kidding. Cost too much money. I'm going to try to keep it at that. Dinwiddie first for Lonzo. They agree. Let's go. So Lonzo Ball's trade value probably be down the drain. And now he is going to be our brand new starting point guard next to Cameron Thomas, which I actually love the fit. So now we have a lineup of Lonzo, Cameron Thomas, Mikal, either Vanderbilt or Cameron Johnson, and Nicholas Claxton, and Ben Simmons is still here as well. Which I'm not really sure what I want to do with Ben Simmons. I actually almost want to trade Ben Simmons for like a couple good role players off the bench if I could. So I might go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Let's trade Ben Simmons for something. He's actually having a decent season. I think he missed the last 2 games with injury, but I'm going to go ahead and see what I can get for Ben Simmons and kind of complete the bench here, hopefully. Okay, that idea quickly died. I'm not getting anything crazy being offered to me. We can get like John Collins or Bagley. We might be better off just keeping Ben Simmons, which sucks because I would have loved nothing more to have got something good for him. I guess I'll throw Clowney in here as well. Okay, so we got like Rozier and Washington being offered to us, or like John Collins and Abaji. That's not bad. We do have power forwards already, though. Lou Dort and Andre Drummond is interesting. We get Lou Dort off the bench. We trade a first, and Drummond is our new backup 5. Trade Ben Simmons to Oklahoma City. Again, this won't be... I mean, I don't hate this one. I can see Charlotte maybe taking a chance on a guy like Ben Simmons, but we do have to throw Clowney in here in a first. But getting Rozier as a bench piece in Washington, Lou Dort, I almost like this Lou Dort trade the best, but at the same time, I think I might just keep him. I mean, like, I know this isn't going to be like the most realistic video in the world, but that just seems kind of too crazy for my liking. So we're just going to go ahead and sign a couple guys in free agency. So like I see Miles McBride as a backup point guard. I think he could work perfectly for a couple years. So we'll sign him. Just kidding. It's matched. Cameron Payne, maybe just go for him for a 1-year deal off the bench. We'll go for that. And then like Malik Beasley. I mean, anything like that works for me. So let's sign those 2. We get Cameron Payne on a 1-year deal, which is great. And then now is Slim Pickens, really. So, yeah, not a whole lot we could choose from. But what we can do is sign like a backup 5, maybe like Willie Hernangomez. And then maybe he could be the guy after the trade deadline. If we could trade Ben Simmons, potentially, we'll see. I'm curious to see how much Cameron Thomas is going to go up. He's up to 88 overall. Yeah, obviously up 12 overall from, where he was originally. Mikal Bridges, Lonzo Ball is up to an 85. Vanderbilt stays an 80. And they got Will Hernangomez, Rico Whitehead going up. Clowney is up. So all really good. I feel like we should be better than we were last year. I think we got better talent around Cameron Thomas. I think we have guys that actually fit what we need from him. Cameron Johnson might be coming off the bench for us as well, or he could start. Him and Vanderbilt, to me, like, I don't care which one starts. I like both of them. So whichever one starts, I think you can make an argument for both. Although Cameron Johnson would be, a better floor spacer, then Vanderbilt would probably be the better defender. But we're going to leave this at a balanced rotation, and then this is what it's going to look like. So they do want to start Vanderbilt. I don't hate it. So it's Lonzo, Cameron Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Vanderbilt, Claxton. Cameron Johnson is the sixth man. I'm not against it. Ben Simmons, Cameron Payne, and Will Hernangomez. I'm better off just giving Dariq Whitehead these minutes, I feel like. And I actually think what we could do is move Dariq Whitehead to the 3, and I think he goes up like crazy. 6'7". He's up, not crazy. He goes up to 75. So I thought he went up crazier, but he does not. So I'm going to boost him. We're going to make shooting guard a secondary position. He'll be the backup 3, and that should work perfectly. So we're going to move him in over Will Hernangomez, and then I will see you guys potentially at the deadline to trade Ben Simmons. Again, I'm trying to get like a couple good role players in return. We'll kind of see how things go. Proficiency is going to land us at a 4-star. Stays that way. If we're not very good this season, maybe we fire Jack Vaughn. I feel like this team can be good. I'll see you guys. Actually, one thing I'm curious about, because I feel like we have a lot of good defenders in the starting 5 other than Cameron Thomas. If we were a defensive system, would be a 3.5. Yeah, Cameron Thomas is not a good defender, which is to be expected. But everybody else, I thought they'd be like perfect fits. I'll see you guys at the deadline, though, most likely. So we're stopping at the trade deadline, and for the first time I feel like I've ever done in a Nets rebuild, probably since like he first got traded here, instead of trading Ben Simmons, we're really good. Well, let's re-sign the man. Let's keep him as our backup 5 going forward. Something I don't often do, but might as well. We're actually really good with him right now, so we're going to extend Ben Simmons rather than trade him away. It's different from what I usually do. I almost always trade Ben Simmons away, but I just feel like we're better off just keeping him. We're already really good at the moment. So we're not going to make any moves at this deadline. Dariq Whitehead has gone up. Cameron Payne up to a 77. So yeah, I think we're solid. I'm going to stand pat with what we have right now. Rotationally, things are going really well. 37-14 on the season. So instead of trading Ben Simmons, we're extending him and we're keeping him. So at the end of year number 2, Luka is your MVP. Ademar, Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, 6th man, Mobley Defensive Player. Scoot, Most Improved. And Tatum is your Clutch Player of the Year. And Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. And Brandon Harrison is your Executive. So Luka Doncic, Jokic, Giannis, John Morant, and LaMelo Ball is your All-NBA first team. I would love to see Cameron Thomas on one of these events. Oh, he does make one. That's cool. Okay, All-NBA third team for Cameron Thomas. 36 points per game. Absolutely absurd. I mean, honestly, I feel like given the opportunity, he could easily do so, but the team most likely wouldn't be very good, I feel like. But yeah, he is absolutely extraordinary. 54%, 43, 87%. Cameron Thomas is him. These are Maxi's attributes as well. So I wonder if Maxi's having a really good... I mean, Maxi's probably... Maxi behind Embiid. So it's to be expected that he's not averaging as much. And I boosted Thomas's shots and see how like crazy. But he's efficient, which is nice. So second seed in the Eastern Conference. Here's what it looks like. So you had 36 from Cameron Thomas, 21 from Mikal, 16 from Lonzo, and then 12 from Cameron Johnson, 10 from Payne, 9-9 from Claxton, 2 blocks, and then 7 and 7 from Vanderbilt. Really nice. So now we get to play the Celtics in round 1. Obviously, the Celtics, they're a good contender in the East, so we're going to be tested. I don't know how they got Alex Sarr, but that's really good for them. That's a nice addition for them. And they got Bruce Brown, so really good team in Boston, of course. They usually do have a good team, so no surprise there. But let's see if we can beat them. They win game 1, but we are going to beat them in 5. So take care of them. And now, interesting enough, we get to play the 76ers. So it's like Maxi right now is averaging 27 in the playoffs. So curious to see how this is going to go. Let's go game by game here. Game 1, 1-0. Beat them pretty badly, 152-105. Cameron Johnson was huge in that one. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And game 5, we beat them. We're in the NBA, our conference finals. Now we get to play the Cavs. Cavs, of course, are one of those teams that are not easy to beat. They're just not. Unfortunately, they're not easy to beat. So let's see how this goes. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, game 4. Wow, we are going to beat them in 5, aren't we? Let's go. We're in the finals. Okay. In the NBA Finals in year number 2. And now we get to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Cameron Thomas, I should have checked how much he was averaging. I just skipped it on accident. But he's averaging 35 in the playoffs. Absolutely absurd, bro. It's just absurd. Game 1, they win 1-0. Okay, maybe we're not going to win championship here. Just kidding. We even it up. Okay, we have our work cut out for us. We're down 3-1 to the Thunder. Oh, it looks like that we got a fixed rotation maybe according to 2K. Then you can come back from 3-1 and make this interesting. Let's go. Cameron Thomas need to drop 50 every game. I think you can do so. All right, so this one is looking good for us unless we blow the lead, but right now it's looking good. So all I got to do is win one more, and we're going to a game 7. 40 from Cameron Thomas. We needed that. Okay, game 6 in Oklahoma City. If we can come out here and blow them out again, that'd be awesome. But it's not looking like that's going to happen unless we cut the lead at the very end. We're down pretty bad, but maybe we go on a run here, make it interesting at the end. It's not looking like we're going to be able to do so. Kind of got close, but never really got there. So we were a couple games away from winning a championship. So we got one more offseason to make things work, hopefully. Last in 6. Retirements, Chris Paul. Let's go straight to the lottery. I don't think it's going to matter for us. We traded that pick anyway. So yeah, not worried about that. Chicago has that first, which is like really late in the draft. All right, I feel like we could also get a better head coach. So I don't hate that. Obviously Jack Vaughn's going to be gone. And I see Frank Vogel, and he's easily the best candidate available. So Frank Vogel completes our coaching staff. I mean, he's also a defensive proficiency, I think, if I saw that correctly. So I think he fits perfect for what we want right now. I'm just skip right past the draft. I think we're winning a championship next year. I think we just gotta upgrade the bench a little bit. Like Derek White's gonna go up even more, which is fantastic. And then Keon Johnson, Cameron Thomas, obviously a must resign. We got to resign him for sure. But then we can go ahead. Yeah, he's getting a max contract, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I mean, he's been worth it, bro. Cameron Thomas has been him. So let's go ahead and sign him. And now we can focus on getting a really good bench player, which we actually have really good money to sign a good bench player. So Lonzo, Cameron Thomas, Derek White, I'm confident in him being the starting backup 3. Vanderbilt, Cameron Johnson, that's great. Ben Simmons, we signed him. And we drafted Aaron Bradshaw, I guess, as well. So now we need to sign a really good guard. And I saw Bruce Brown. I saw Taylor Horton Tucker. Bruce Brown to me is easily the guy we get. We're going to use our MLE on Bruce Brown, former Brooklyn Net anyway. But he's like the perfect role player you'd want on a championship team. So we're going to sign him. We're going to call it a day, and that'll be our offseason. Obviously, not much to it, but I think we're set. We just really need, development. Like Cameron Thomas didn't move after that, but Derek White heads up to a 77. Simmons still a 78, which is great, and Keon Johnson, Noah Clowney are up. But our rotation is pretty much set. We're going to go into next season feeling pretty confident that I think this last season could be our championship year. We got really close last year. I think getting Bruce Brown as a role player to upgrade our bench should only help even more. So proficiency and a new head coach, not to mention. Defensive, Grant Grind would be a 4-star. Defense, I wonder what it would be. It would be a 4-star, but balance would be a 4.5, and I can't really pass up on that. So we're going to move Frank Vogel to a balanced system. Coaching staff is completely full. Got a brand new bench player, Bruce Brown. Got a new head coach. Guys are going up in overall. I mean, nobody moved too much, but you get what I'm saying. Like, obviously, bench is a lot better. So, I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. I'm expecting this to be our championship season, hopefully. So, at the end of year number 3, Cameron Thomas still averaging out here 36 points per game. Man is just a stud. We're the first in the Eastern Conference. We finished up at a 56-26 record. Obviously, we're hoping to win a championship this season. I mean, that's kind of where we're at this point. Championship or bust. There's so many current round against Philadelphia. And they are giving us some problems in round 1, which isn't great. So we might go down in round 1. I thought for sure this would be the year we won a championship, but maybe I was wrong unless we come back from 3-1 here on the 76ers. So let's see if that is the case. Close game here. We need to escape with a victory, and we do, thankfully. We need to look at the 76ers have. They still have, obviously, Embiid. They got Collins, Harris, and Maxey. So they have a good team, obviously. It sucks that they are the 8th seed because, obviously, like they're better than an 8th seed team with Embiid. But this is what we've run into, and we might go down to them unless we take the lead here. It's going to be close, and I think they got us. So we are going to lose to an 8th seed in round 1. Man, that sucks. Not great. Does not feel great. Now, thankfully, everyone... we're kind of crawling back into it at the end. Thankfully, everyone's under contract. We might steal it at the end. Do we? We got really close to doing so. So, thought this would be the year, but unfortunately, it is not. Philadelphia finds a way to beat us, and they're making all the way to the finals. So an 8th seed run by the 76ers, stumped by the Portland Trailblazers. We'll go one more year on this. LeBron retires a Cavalier, which is actually really cool to see. Obviously, I never usually see that, but I feel like that is something he could be interested in. I guess we'll see. But yeah, unfortunately, season did not go as planned. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. I want to win a championship around Cameron Thomas. We're gonna make it happen. So, giving past the draft, we actually have Derek White and Clowney, who might even go up even more. Qualifying offers. Keon Johnson still finds a way to come back on my team every year. But free agency, Mikal Bridges, Lonzo, 2 guys. I do want to resign, so we're going to make sure we resign both of them. So sign Lonzo Ball. Mikal, we're losing to the Cavaliers. Okay. That is not a great... that's not great. So Mikal Bridges leaves us. So now we can go bring Kevin Durant back. Just kidding, we can't. Okay. So that's not ideal. We lost Mikal Bridges, which sucks. Okay, now we got to figure out who is going to be, who do we go to next? Okay, so I think we keep Claxton. We could probably trade like Bradshaw or Ben Simmons and then like one of Cameron Johnson for a better small forward. So I think that's what we got to do after losing Mikal Bridges. So let's go see who that's going to be. I'm going to go for Jaden McDaniels on the Timberwolves. He doesn't score as much, but obviously he's still a really good defender, and they're not going to agree to that right away, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't. I'm going to offer this first round pick, and they agreed. So it didn't take too much, but we got Jaden McDaniels as a 3 now. So we'll see how that goes. Not really sure what to expect. I'm hoping Clowney goes up like crazy, keeping Ben Simmons at that 5 spot, and we need a backup point guard. So let's see if we can get one. Cameron Payne played for us earlier. We maybe even bring Jonathan Isaac back if we wanted to. As far as centers are concerned, there's not all the good options. So I think I'll just simply resign Cameron Payne. So it sucks to have lost Mikal Bridges, but it's all good. Replace with McDaniels, and we'll just hope that works out for us. So we're going to go one more year on this rebuild. Hopefully we can win a championship in this last season. We were the 1st seed last year. Unfortunately, you know, we know what happened. So Dariq White is up to an 80. Vanderbilt's up. Clowney did not go up as much as I would have wanted, but it's all good. So I will see you guys at the end of next season, where hopefully we're hoisting up that trophy. Final season here, and I think getting rid of Mikal Bridges freed Cameron Thomas up to go win MVP. 41 points per game. Absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's not enough scoring on the roster, which is why this happened. I think Mikal being gone might have been for the best. Jacob Powers wins Rookie of the Year. Ahmed Thompson. That's absurd, man. Also wins Clutch Player of the Year. Frank Vogel. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, he's phenomenal, man. He's him. He's simply him. So let's go take a look at the player stats. Let me know if there's any other players you want to see me do this with, because this is actually a lot of fun. Like, trying to build the perfect contender around Cameron Thomas was a ton of fun. Obviously, as I said, I think getting rid of Mikal's scoring obviously boosted up Cameron Thomas like crazy. But now it's time to see if we can cash in on a championship. We get to play the Bucks in round 1. Still have Giannis and Dame. Let's just click Simulate current round, and we are going to sweep them. So great start. Now we get the Miami Heat. McCain, Hero, Jimmy, Tatum. Wow, Tatum joins the Miami Heat. And Okoro's on there as well. I'm not loving our chances. Wow, I beat them at 7. Okay, I was about to say, I think we're going to lose that one. But Detroit round 2. They have Duran, Castle, Asar, Cade. Do they not have Ivy anymore? No Jaden Ivey, it looks like. Interesting. Okay. Somebody current round, and we're going to beat them in 7. So now we get to play the Spurs. So Cameron Thomas versus Victor Wembanyama. They have Cooper, Flag, Vassell, Collier, Sohan, Brunson. I don't know if we win this series, bro. Game 1, 1-0. Beat them badly there. They even it up. 2-1. Are we going to beat the Spurs? No way, right? 3-2. Cameron Thomas is him, bro. Wow. That was a really good Spurs team, but 38 points per game from Cameron Thomas to end this video. What a W, man. Fun video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comment section below. It was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.